Welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Best Damn Bookkeeping. What I just came from is it's a hard business scenario, and it's hard for me because I want to be friends with everybody. I do not like contention. I don't like cliques. I don't like little groupie things. I like to work with everybody. I like to have great relationships with everybody. And I have a client base where they're like using a certain software, but kind of getting it wrong. And so I was like talking publicly to this client base about this certain software, and it's not working right. And I'm like, well, like that's not and I'm doing it from the bookkeeping perspective. I'm like, that's not a bookkeeping problem. That's a software problem. Like that's the software's issue. It's not the bookkeeper's issue. But here's the thing, like I don't dislike the people that run that software, right? The people that are using it just don't know how to use it correctly. And but the narrative became like, oh, Dan's dogging on this software. And I'm just like, no, like I don't want to dog on anybody's software. Like I'm not trying to get at somebody's software. We're not Darren, what's the show that I don't know if you still do it, but where you get to talk shit about stuff?
Talking trash.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to go on talking shit about the software. Like, I've gone on that guy's show. I know that guy. He's a good dude. I think the software probably works great. I've never used it, but I'm not dogging on the software. I'm just looking at it from the Quickbooks side of things, and I can see people using it wrong and not knowing what they're getting into. And so from a nerdy bookkeeping perspective, I'm like, hey, the user's got to figure out how to do this thing because it creates a bookkeeping issue. But now I feel like I'm in the middle of it where I'm just like, I want to be respectful of both parties. Like I'm not trying to dog on the dude's software. I am not trying to like take the blame as the bookkeeping nerd. Like it's not the bookkeeper's fault that your QuickBooks is all jacked up because you integrated a CRM. I've been telling people forever not to integrate their CRMs. That's like one of my Platta's 5 financial fundamentals is don't integrate your CRM. Angela, you're laughing, but I have Platta's 5 fundamentals. Trademark. It's not trademark. Go borrow it if you want to. But that's one of them because not to say that it's a bad practice, but it creates a whole lot of work. And if you don't want to do that work / don't know how to do that work, it can create a disaster for you. This certain software requires you to do that. And so that's fine. And it's actually like a really good accounting practice to do that if you understand how it works and have the time to do it. Just people are getting it wrong. So anyway, that was the call I just came from with the guy that runs that software. And I'm trying to talk to him about like, hey, can we collaborate to like control the narrative? Because here's one thing, and we've talked about this on this show before, and this will never change. This is no different in anybody's businesses that are listening to this or catching it later, live, later, radio, wherever you're at. If you don't tell the story and control the narrative, people are going to tell it for you. Always. Somebody's going to tell the story. Hey, home service heroes, thank you guys so much for tuning into our home service happy hour content today. I sure hope you learned a little something, and I sure as heck hope that it was entertaining. If you did find it fun and entertaining, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for more cool, fun, entertaining business content. And speaking of which, stay tuned. There's a little more here and a little more right here. Check it out.